y'all. Welcome to the Minivan Lee show. I'm Minivan Lee, and I've lived in my van 6 years, and I love it. I do like the lifestyle. Well, I've got a good show for you today. I wanted to tell you about something that happened yesterday, but I also have an exercise for you and just some footage of what I did today. I helped my friend with some construction. We were putting up some fencing. So I've got that too. So, and then a few other things, right? So don't go anywhere. Watch it all the way to the end. Well, my first subject here is yesterday I did a video about, was it 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 days ago on a fire hazard. I kid you not. And it was from one of your letters. You told me that you had a 12-volt blanket. You had two of them. That they were from different sellers. They were sort of the same. I'm guessing that they were manufactured differently. And they were from different sellers. But both times the cords melted. And it was smoke in the air. And had you not caught it, it could have started a fire. I kid you not, yesterday. You know those two new fans that I got? Not the big yellow one, but I'll leave a picture of it here. I had it plugged in. I was charging it. I had it up there on my handle. You know, this handle here. And I was charging it. I did. I kid you not. I really warned you. I said, well, that could have started a fire if you actually leave your van. Well, I had walked around to my van and I was putting in my sleeve, so my screen, so that I could go ahead and steam some broccoli. And then I could turn the fan around and blow the steam out. I came back, what is that smell? Oh my gosh, what is it? I looked, and in my jackery, there was smoke coming out. There was smoke coming out. I kid you not, where the USB went in. And in my fan, you know, I wanted to show it to you. Let me just say this. I wanted to show it to you. I wanted to show you the example. When I found it, the wire was melted where I put it into the fan, that little thing that you put it in. And when I pulled it out of my jackery, let me show you. Let me show you so you can see. I've got so many cords. Well, let me just show you. This was a black one. And it was a USB-C. This part was into my jackery. And when I touched it, it was hotter than hot. Yes. And this is what was smoking. And then this part that goes in, this was so hot. This had been so hot that this actually melted off. It actually melted. So this part was still stuck in my fan, and this was just hanging. I put it outside because it smelled so bad. I unhooked everything and put it outside. Well, I was in a parking lot, and I was going to show it to you. I just wanted to get the smell out. The smell was in burning wire all day after that, all afternoon. Well, when I went to leave, I looked out there. Somebody had taken it. What? Maybe they thought it was good or something, and they thought, oh, here's a fan. Well, now I'm worried about the other one. So I thought, well, is it my jackery? Oh my gosh. So I'm trying to figure all of this out and play detective. What could have happened? And I thought it's my jackery. So I plugged in one of these cords and I put it in my jackery, and I was had one of these. I thought, well, let me try this. And I was charging up one of these. Well, let me get this right. And it did fine. It did fine. So it's not my jackery. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that everybody's going to USB-C and they're just throwing the wiring together. Cheap wiring coming from China or wherever. It was in the cord. It wasn't my fan. It was in the cord. And so here's what I'm saying. You know, when you told me about the cord on the heating blanket, the 12 volt, they just might be throwing these things together so fast. So here's my advice. I'm kind of nervous now. I really am. I don't want to leave anything plugged in if I'm going for a walk, which is a shame because I would like to be able to power things up. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to, it could also burn down a house if you're in a house. If these cords, let me know what you think in comments. What do you think? I know that there's girl electricians out there, so I'm not going to go with the gender thing. But I bet a lot of guys, if you're electricians, you know anything about it. One of you left a comment that said you were given suggestions, and you said, "Well, I know a little bit about it. You got the wattage, but you also got amps going on." So I don't understand it. I'm not an electrician, so let me know what you think. But here's my deal. I'm not going to leave anything plugged in charging when I'm not in my van. If I'm out going for a walk or something like that. Because had I not been there, I could have lost my van. Seriously. I can't believe it happened to me after saying that, after doing the video. This is a serious thing, people. And I think we're getting crap. And this is not good. I think we're getting crap products, right? Okay. Here's another thing I wanted to tell you about. Oh my gosh. I was driving from my friend's house, right? And we were working on her fence. I was helping her. Well, I'm driving and I had something on my mind, and I'm just thinking about that. That little voice said, pay attention to the road. So I thought, oh yeah, because this is Christmas season, and in Tucson, there's a lot of new people here. There's a lot of new snowbirds, a lot of retirees. Just a lot of people are driving, and they're driving like nuts. A lot of accidents happen in Tucson. And so I said, so I've been really trying to pay attention, like really paying attention, being aware of when I go through a intersection, like, is everything okay? Anything coming at me? Well, that little voice said, pay attention. So I am paying attention. 1 minute later, you know where that little voice came from, right? 1 minute later, there was a guy, and I thought, what is he doing? He looked like he was on meth. He was a drug addict. I mean, there was no doubt about it. He was, yeah. You can kind of tell. He walked right. He just like stepped out into the road. I had to kind of go around a little bit. The car behind me really had to go around. Now, if there's a car on this side, because we were on the right side of a 3-lane. We were on the right side. So he could have definitely, he just kept going after me. He kept going. He saw me and he kind of stopped. He literally was like this far from my car on the side. Afterwards, I thought, oh my God, what if I would have hit that guy? You feel so bad, right? You just feel, I would have felt terrible. It wouldn't have been my fault, but I would have felt terrible. And guess what else? I know this sounds really, like uncaring, but I really did care about him. But he also would have damaged my car. And then I would be without my car. This is my home. Okay, so I just wanted to relay that for two purposes. One, trust your instincts. If that voice comes at you, pay attention. Second, make sure that you are driving safely and paying attention to the road at all times. These are crazy times. People have things on their mind. They just do. I want to tell you, can I tell you a little story? I'll try to make it quick. I think I've mentioned it before, but I actually even have it on my calendar, and it reminds me yearly. I think it was in like February that this happened. It was in Ohio, and I was with, my daughter was driving, and my granddaughter was in the back. I was in the passenger seat, and we were on, I think it was Highway 275. I think we were going to Jungle Gyms. If you remember Jungle Gyms, we were going to Jungle Gyms. That was a crazy place. Really cool. If you're in Ohio, you know what that is. It's a big market. we were driving down the road, and all of a sudden my daughter said, "Ooh, let's pray for the car." I'm like, okay. So we prayed for the car, okay? Going down the road, there was a guy in the road, and he's running the road. My daughter was like, "What is he doing?" She goes, "Look at him. He's in the road." And as we got closer, we realized what he was doing. There was a huge extension ladder, you know, the big ones that the construction people use, right in our path. Right in our path. And we're going 65. I mean, it's a highway. I can't even imagine what would have happened. And she's in a small economy Nissan, right? Granddaughter in the back in a car seat. I can't even imagine what would have happened hitting that thing, spinning around. It would have got under a car, could have spun us around and thrown us. I don't know the physics of it, but I'm sure it would have a good ending. He literally this man had stopped, he saw it, pulled over real fast, got out of his car, ran into the highway to get it out of our way. Oh yeah. We both just like, oh my gosh. And I'll never forget it. I'll never forget that. And it was so significant in our minds that, I mean, prayer, when somebody says pray, okay? When and that you hear that little voice, listen to it. You know, and I mentioned, we are fragile. We can get killed in a car accident, and we're going really fast on these roads. So, okay, there's my story. I did put it in my calendar every year. It pops up, and I text my daughter. I said, today is the day 5 years ago that we got saved. God saved us from the ladder. The ladder, yeah. I've got a question, okay, that I want to answer. A couple just real small ones. You say your name is, Jesus Junkie, okay? Off the subject, how many drops of tea tree oil do you put in your sponge bath water? Thank you. Now, in my collapsible bucket, I only fill the water about this far. I mean, the bucket's like this, but I only have like this much. I put 5 drops in. I don't even know if that's correct, but that's what I use. 5 drops. There you go. Now, when I lived in a house, you might want to go with the house. And when I lived in a house, I had one of these, and it was filled with water. And when I used the tea tree oil, I put probably about like 25 drops. I did. And I use this to spray my countertops and things like that. Yeah, because you don't have to rinse it off, and it does kill germs. Yeah. And what do we got here? I got this on Amazon, but don't go with this. They might not even have this brand. I don't even know what the brand is. But it's tea tree oil, pure tea tree oil. And I ordered it here because I didn't feel like running around to stores to see, do they have tea tree oil, you know? No, I knew that I wanted that, and it shipped, and it ships free. So, okay, what else? Here's one. Let me answer this. This is from Tony Baldry. She says, I looked at my heating pad, and it's not a new one, but it said it was 50 watts. Okay. That surprised me. It's not a 12 volt, so it's an electrical. So yeah, usually a heating pad, a regular heating pad, would be a little bit more than 50 watts, I would think. She says, I used to smoke also. I quit 1/5/2013. You go, girl. I vaped a couple months. It helped me get over it. Then she says, how are you liking the fridge? Is that why you were having trouble keeping up on battery power? Okay, let me answer this. No, that's not why I can't keep up on battery power, because I'm just being a baby. I don't want to park in the sun during the day. I'm not in the sun. My solar isn't in the sun. So what's happening is that I'm starting to run low, but it's been about 10 days since I really powered them. I mean, it's getting some sun when I drive here and drive there. It's getting some. But that's not why. Here's the deal with the 12-volt fridge. I don't need it right now, and so I'm not going to use it right now because I am having trouble keeping up with other things. And so it's in my storage, and I'm going to use it when I get to Quartzsite. I'm going to use it then because I'm going to be in the sun, and I can put my solar panel up and I can charge it up, and that way I can have more goodies in the, that I could keep things that are cold, maybe some eggs and maybe some meat, things like that. Yeah, I'm going to take it to Quartzsite with me. But no, that's not why. I'm just not into being in the sun, even in the morning. In the morning, I used to go and park in the sun and get what I could. And then in the afternoon, I would go park in the shade. But I go right to the shade. I'm being a big baby. So that's why on that. Okay. This machine is for your hips. It's called the hip abduction. And you can put it on a certain weight. I usually put mine on about 70. And what it's doing is it's working your glutes, your butt. So what I do right now here is I'm sort of pulsing. It really keeps the glutes really tight, and I'm just sort of pulsing them. And while I'm doing that, I'm really almost like Kegels. Girls, we know what Kegels are. I'm really pulling in and lifting up and keeping it as tight as possible. Here, I'm just right here. I'm just going back and forth. But a lot of the time, I'm just pulsing. There's the hip, the yellow part. It shows that it's getting the glutes right there. Got it on 70. Now I'm pulsing again. I kind of go back and forth. Sometimes I spend about 5 minutes on this machine. The hip abduction. Okay, everyone, thanks for watching the Minivan Lee show, right? I just got a little bit of variety. It's more like a variety show, a little bit of nomad stuff, a little bit of just living life, right? That's really what I'm about. What I like to, how I think of this channel, it's sort of morphing a little bit, don't you think? Is that it's just a different nomad channel, van dwelling channel. I bring the nomad life, but I bring it with a little heart and a whole lot of humor, because it really is funny out here. And life itself is so hilarious, isn't it? So thanks for watching, everybody. And please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Go to minivanlee.com. Go to Amazon for my book, How to Live in a Minivan. If you want to give me a gift, maybe a Christmas gift, even if it's very small, on minivanlee.com. Anything on minivanlee.com, I get 100%. If you're going to go Patreon or something like that, I don't. They take almost like 20 to 25% of everything. Yeah, I get 100% on minivanlee.com. So until tomorrow, everybody, I love you. Mwah.